Hi. So, Obama and Trump both went to good schools, both graduated, and yet the difference between them is like night and day. While Obama speaks like a great orator, complete and full sentences, Trump speaks in bits like a 10-year-old or younger. And the reason is pretty simple. Obama is an avid reader, and Trump himself has said that he does not like to read, or at least definitely does not read much. So, I think you must be aware about Shashi Tharoor. Yeah, you want to be like him. First of all, you need to understand that vocabulary building is a constant learning process. You can't build vocabulary in a day or in a month. Even if you cram a book full of 1,000 new words, still you cannot remember them without using them in sentences. So, the first thing that you need to do is talk to people for whom English speaking is no barrier. When you talk to them, not only you get to learn new words, you also discover new words by yourself when you reply them. Yeah. Another very important aspect is linking. I think linking, this very aspect, is the most neglected but powerful aspect of vocabulary building. People do all the hard work but fail to recognize the similarity and difference between two words. For every new word that you learn at least 3 to 4 synonyms or antonyms of that word. Try to make sentences from these words, and you will get a better grasp over these words. Thus, for every word you learn, you will actually learn 10 new words, right? For example, you should know the subtle differences between two set of words. Both gaudy and tawdry. These are two words, gaudy and tawdry. They both refer to showy. But gaudy is a positive word, while tawdry means showy but cheap, which implicates its negative connotation. And if you're highly serious about it, try to maintain a separate notebook where you write new words and link them with other words, and make it a point that you revise this notebook regularly for yourself. I personally feel that there is no substitute for reading. Like newspaper reading helps a lot. And the best perk about newspaper reading is that you're free to choose your topic. If you're a sports lover, you can read sports section. If you're into politics, read that section, right? At last, I would also like to say that, even if you do this much of hard work, there will be words beyond your vocabulary. There is no need to feel bad about it. Nobody knows each and every word of the dictionary, not even Dr. Shashi Tharoor. That is why I just said that vocabulary building is a constant learning process. The single most important part of learning English is building a large vocabulary. A large vocabulary will help you to write and speak English, and it will help you listen to and read English as well. The best way to grow your vocabulary is by reading a lot of material in English. This is because you can see the words and phrases being used in context. This means you are more likely to remember these words and phrases, and you will have a better understanding of how these words are actually used. I think the internet is a great place to find lots of free reading materials. Computers also have tools to help you understand a text. For example, Google Chrome has a Google Translate extension. If you find a word you do not understand, you can click on the word and the extension will quickly translate the word for you. Another important thing is that you choose reading material that interests you. If you are interested in cooking, Read articles about cooking in English. If you're interested in, let's say, cricket, read about that. Yeah. It is also important to remember that you are reading in order to learn new vocab, not just to understand the text. People sometimes get frustrated at this stage because they don't understand what they are reading. So just remember, your goal at this stage is about learning new vocabulary. Another important way, or I would rather say one of the best ways to listen to English, is by watching movies or television. This way, you can learn lots of everyday English. It's also a good idea to use English subtitles because then you can see the words people are speaking. I can also suggest you some websites where you can find subtitles for a lot of movies and TV shows in English. You can refer to a website called Subscene. The spelling is SUBSCENE, Subscene. Another website that you can refer to is Movie Subtitles, MOVIE Movie Subtitles, SUBTITLES. Another website that you can refer to is subtitles.hr, SUBTITLES.hr. And another very good website is called Open Subtitles, Open, OPEN, Open Subtitles. Some people also like to listen to songs in English. Personally, I think that watching movies is better because the language in movies is more natural than the language found in songs. But if you're a music lover, then listen to lots of songs in English. If you're not a music fan, then stick to movies and television. Reading and listening at this stage is really important for learning English vocabulary. Basically, doing lots of reading and listening gives you a feel for English and an understanding of how it is spoken and written. So do it a lot. Stop studying grammar and do more reading and listening. Right? Another very important tip that I'd like to suggest you is, it's very very important to write a little in English every day. Yeah, and to help you remember your new vocab, you need to use it. So try and write something every day. Maybe keep a diary or create a blog in English, yeah, which is something most of the people do these days, or write posts in social media in English, or maybe you can join a Facebook group or online community and write messages to other people in English. So basically, you learn to write English by writing in English, or maybe speaking in English, or by listening to English. And it's the same with speaking, you learn to speak in English by speaking in English, okay? It goes the same for listening, for reading, for writing as well, right? Okay, so coming back, in today's English lesson, we're gonna learn some important one word substitution, right? So welcome back to today's English lesson. The first important word that we have today is tandem. Tandem. What is it? It's a bicycle for two or more people. A bicycle for two or more people is called tandem. Then, a body of persons appointed to hear evidence or judge and give their decision or verdict is called jury. Jury. So a body of persons appointed to hear evidence or judge and give the verdict is called jury. Next is called sojourn. A brief or short stay at a place is called sojourn. Next, a broad road bordered with trees is called boulevard. boulevard. A broad road bordered with trees is called boulevard. A building in which aircraft are housed is called hangar. Hangar. A building where an audience sits, pretty much simple, it's called auditorium. 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 Next, a child born after death of his father is called posthumous. 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 Next, a collection of slaves is called coffle. 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 Next, a decorative ring of flowers and leaves is called wreath. 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 A den for small animals is called hutch. 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 Next, a disease that affects a large number of people in an area at the same time is called epidemic. 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 Next, a disease which is spread by direct contact is called contagious. 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 Next, a doctor who specializes in the eye diseases of the eyes is called ophthalmologist. 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 Next, a dramatic performance is called a dramatic performance is called mask. It's not mask, it's mask. 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 Next, a drawing on transparent paper is called transparency. 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 Next, a figure of speech by which a thing is spoken of as being that which it only resembles is called simile. 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 Next, a fixed orbit in space in relation to Earth is called geostationary. 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 Next, a former student of a school, college, or university is called alumnus. 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 Next, a four-wheeled carriage for a baby pushed by a person on foot is called pram. 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 Next, a general pardon of offenders is called amnesty. 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 Next, a geometrical figure with 8 sides is called octagon. 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 Next, a government by officials is called bureaucracy. 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 Next, a group of girls is called bevy. 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 And a group of 3 powerful people is called triumvirate. 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 A guide post pointing out the way for a place is called finger post. Finger post. Finger post. Next, A heavy continuous fall of rain is called downpour, downpour, downpour. Next, a humorous drawing dealing with current events or politics is called cartoon, cartoon, cartoon. Next, a jocular person, jocular refers to happy. A jocular person who is full of amusing anecdotes is called wag, wag, wag. Next, a large number of fish swimming together is called shoal, shoal, shoal. Next, a large sleeping room with many beds is called dormitory, dormitory, dormitory. Next, a light sailing boat built specially for racing is called yacht, yacht, yacht. A list of books and writings of one author or one subject is called bibliography, bibliography, bibliography. Next, a list of books available in a library is called catalog, catalog, catalog. Next, a list of passengers and luggage is called waybill, waybill, waybill. Next, a low area storm with high winds rotating about a center of low atmospheric pressure is called cyclone, cyclone, cyclone. Next, a man having no hair on scalp is called bald, bald, bald. Next, a man of lax morale is called licentious, licentious, licentious. A man who does not know how to read or write is called illiterate, illiterate, illiterate. A man who knows a lot about things like food, music, and art is called connoisseur, connoisseur, connoisseur. A man who wastes his money on luxury is called extravagant, extravagant, extravagant. A man with abnormal habits is called eccentric, eccentric, eccentric. A medicine to nullify the effect of poison is called antidote, antidote, antidote. Next, a method which never fails is called infallible, infallible, infallible. Next, a mild or indirect expression substituted for an offensive or harsh one is called euphemism, euphemism, euphemism. Next, a mournful poem or a song is called elegy, elegy, elegy. Next, a narrow stretch of land connecting two large bodies of land is called isthmus, isthmus, isthmus. So th is silent in isthmus, isthmus. Next, a notice of a person's death is called obituary, obituary, obituary. So obituary is also the name of a poem, a very popular poem by Indian poet called A.K. Ramanujan. So yeah, arbitrary. Next, a number of stars grouped together is called constellation. 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 Next, a paper written by hand is called manuscript. 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 Next, a leave without permission is called French leave. French leave. French leave. The animals of a particular geological area is called or are called fauna. 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 Next, a place where metals are melted and shaped into different things is called foundry. 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 Next, a person who eats too much is called glutton. 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 Next, that which is given free of payment is called gratis. 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 A dressing room behind the stage meant for actors is called green room. Green room. Green room. Next, a post for which no salary is paid is called honorary. 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 So please make sure your H is silent. Next, a voluntary fee paid to one for his services is called honorarium. 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 Next, that which descends from father to son and from generation to generation is called hereditary. 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 That which is contrary to law is called illegal. 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 Next, which cannot be believed is called incredible. 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 Which cannot be cured is called incurable. 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 The language which cannot be easily understood is called jargon. 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 A place where experiments are made. Laboratory. 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 The person who knows many languages is called a linguist. A linguist. Linguist. An ungraceful person with bad manners is called lout. 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 Next, the sole right of dealing with a thing is called monopoly. monopoly, monopoly. Of ill reputation, notorious, notorious, notorious. So we missed out on this one. A place where dead bodies are kept, mortuary, mortuary. One who is all powerful is omnipotent, omnipotent. Then one who knows everything is called omniscient, omniscient, omniscient. A remedy against all ills is called panacea, panacea, panacea. One who takes the dark side of things is called pessimist, pessimist, pessimist. A person or insect who lives on others is called parasite, parasite, parasite. A state of doubt or difficulty is called quandary, quandary, quandary. Next, our favorite 2020 word, separation from other people for fear of spreading disease is called quarantine, quarantine, quarantine. Next, the privilege enjoyed by citizens is called right, right, right. Too much of official informality is called, formality is called red tapeism, red tapeism, red tapeism. Next, one who speaks for, spokesman, spokesman, spokesman. A part of a word that can be pronounced separately is called syllable, syllable, syllable. A person coming to a foreign land to settle there is called immigrant, immigrant, immigrant. Next, a person devoted to sensual enjoyment, especially that derived from fine food and drink, is called Epicurean, Epicurean, Epicurean. Next, a person 80 years of age is called octogenarian, octogenarian, octogenarian. A person in a vehicle or on horseback escorting another vehicle is called outrider, outrider, outrider. A person interested in collecting, studying, and selling of old things is called antiquarian, antiquarian, antiquarian. A person interested in reading books and nothing else is called bookworm, bookworm, bookworm. So you pronounce it like worm, not worm or a worm, nothing like that. Worm, worm. So R is silent. Worm, bookworm. Next, a person not sure of the existence of God is called agnostic, agnostic, agnostic. Next, A person of good understanding, knowledge, and reasoning power is called intellectual. 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 Next, a person who believes that only selfishness motivates human actions is called cynic. 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 Very important word. Next, a person who breaks into houses in order to steal is called burglar. Burglar. A person who brings goods illegally into the country is called smuggler. 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 Next, a person who devotes his or her life for the welfare of others is called altruist. 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 Next, a person who does not believe in any religion is called pagan. 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 Next, a person who gambles or bets is called punter. 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 Next, a person who insists on something is called stickler. 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 Next, a person who is always hopeful and looks upon the brighter side of things is called optimist. 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 Next, a person who is fluent in 2 languages is called bilingual. 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 Next, a person who is greatly respected because of wisdom is called venerable. 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 A person who is skilled in horsemanship is called equestrian. 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 Next, a person who is unable to pay debts is called insolvent. 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 Next, a person who is well known in an unfavorable way is called notorious. 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 Next, a person who is working in the same institution is called colleague. 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 Next, a person who lives by himself is called recluse. 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 Next, a person who knows many foreign languages is called a linguist. 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 Next, a person who loves mankind is called philanthropist. 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 Next, a person who opposes war or use of military force is called pacifist. 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 Next, a person who pretends to be what he is not is called imposter. 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 Next, a person who supports or speaks in favor of something is called advocate. 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 Next, a person who thinks only about himself and not about others' needs is called egocentric. 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 Next, a person who travels to a sacred place as an act of religious devotion is called pilgrim. 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 Next, a person who tries to deceive people by claiming to be able to do wonderful things is called trickster. 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 Next, a person who writes decoratively is called calligrapher. 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 Next, a person with a long experience of any occupation is called veteran. 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 A person without training or experience in a skill or subject is called novice. 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 So that's it for today, guys. I hope you learned the lesson. Thank you.